Welcome, I am Reverend Arvel Bird, co-founder of the Center of Universal Light. We embrace all paths. There's no right or wrong path. It's just the one you're on. It's the one that is there because you chose all of those seconds of life. And that's brought you to right where you're at. We don't, we celebrate all religions. And we don't ask anybody to change their religion. No. We challenge them to take a more critical look at their religion. Does their religion bring them a message of unconditional love? Or does their religion bring them a message of fear? And if it is a message of fear, then it's a man-made religion. So, here at the Center of Universal Light, we have a safe place to come and open our hearts. And let more light out, let more love out, and let more light in. And be the light being in your life, in your own life. The light being. These bodies are fantastic, aren't they? Amazing. And like I said last Sunday, everything in the universe wants to be where you are right now. Up this amazing chain of evolution into this body, out of one mind brain into three brains. The lower one is the reptilian, the oldest one, the more dominant one at times. And then there's human consciousness and super consciousness. And I think our job is for the human consciousness to make peace with the reptilian brain. Because as long as those two cannot agree, things are not going to get done. Once we get that lower mind to embrace us, embrace our love, once we get to that point, then we can connect and communicate with the Supreme Mind, the Source, the Creator of all that is. There are so many names for it. Divine consciousness, universal mind. And you know what? Someone recently told me, and this was secondhand, this is gossip. I don't agree with gossip. But they told me that I had said there was no God. Did I say that? Because if I did, I don't remember it. The thing about God is that it's incomplete without the goddess. Yeah. And the word God comes with so much baggage, doesn't it? More wars have been started in the name of God. Genocide has been accepted in the name of God. And so it's some bloody baggage. And it has led more than anything to the patriarchal society that has governed this planet for nearly 2,000 years or more. Because if God is a male, then we can do anything we want. Because we're in his club. The women? Not so much. That's why we can put them down. That's why we can, diminish them. That's why we can control them. And that has got to go.
Amen.
Patriarchy has brought an imbalance into the planet. And we must let go of that and bring the divine feminine into balance with the divine masculine and govern ourselves from the inside out in balance. So, that is what we're all about. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, baby.
Do you believe in the light of life?
Yes.
We want you to connect to that big bright star of light. And the way to connect with it is from your heart to the light. And that's what I want all of us to experience. That fundamental change. Fundamental. Now, I've been studying a lot of near-death life experiences, and some of the most provocative talk about being with the light, being at the light, and what an incredible experience it is. But we are all able to do that, and we don't have to nearly die. We can do that here. And that's my wanting. That's my wanting for us. One already traces, one already embraces, one true many traces, one humanity. One already traces, one like many traces, one world many traces, one humanity. We are one humanity. We are one humanity. We are one humanity. We are one.
Today's message, being Sunday, May 12th, is motherly love. I give thanks for the motherly love of God in all its human expressions. Unity, co-founder Myrtle Fillmore has been called the Mother of Unity. Myrtle wrote, "It is my great joy to perceive somewhat of the mother side of God, the divine love that never fails. In prayer, I bless all who have played a motherly role in my life, not just the mother whose love gave me birth. I bless everyone, male or female, who has shared with me the divine love that never fails. Everyone who has nurtured me, who has encouraged me by believing in my potential for good, has blessed me with the motherly love of God. Just as I have received, I give love in return, sharing comfort and understanding. I am grateful to be an expression of motherly love." And a beautiful scripture from Isaiah 66:13. "As a mother comforts her child, so I will comfort you. You shall be comforted in Jerusalem." Today's daily word, Sunday, May 12th, motherly love.
Oh, that's our Mama Nanda. If you have now, or you have ever had a mother, raise your hand. Just checking to see if you're you're paying attention. Okay, so we got you. So I was kind of meditating on the theme, and if I'm still ringing, go ahead and fix that. But if I was meditating on the theme of Mother's Day, you know, okay, maybe I was taking a nap, but the point is, I was relaxed, and I was relaxing and trying to feel like, what did I want to really talk about? Because everybody and their frog's going to be talking about mother and, you know, well, not that, you know, not that's a bad thing, but talking about mother and she's the pillar of virtue and she should be sainthood and I don't know about you, but I don't know a whole lot of women like that outside the TV. So this is just to give you the wholeness, the fullness of what a mother is. And it's not just, it's really not just applying to women, because there's a divine essence in all of us. There's a complete essence, and to be complete, you have to have the male and the female. So men, what we talk about is men learning to get to know their divine feminine, women getting to know their divine male. Some of us already have a lot of male, and I'm working on my feminine now, so just bear with me while I'm working on it. But we as the moms, we're the wife, the daughter, the caretaker, the club member, we're the town council member. We do all these things, and we do these things with a certain expectation by society, or by our families, or by school. And then, somewhere along the line, we begin to take these expectations as our own. When we take those expectations as our own, we are setting ourselves up for failure. We're setting ourselves up for disappointment. We're setting ourselves up for unreasonable standards, because unless they are your expectations, you can never maintain them. You can never reach them, because they're not yours. So my goal in this life is to be able to manage my own expectations. I mean, I've driven myself insane for the last, Arvel knows, driven myself insane for the last 30 years to try to be everything to all the fans that we had on the road to Arvel, to my family, try to show up for family stuff when I shouldn't have tried to fly out to someplace, and I was just trying to be everything to everybody, not to mention our two dogs, whichever two dogs they were at the time. And it really never hit me until we got to Cottonwood, how insane my life had gotten, and how totally out of control of my world I really felt. So this has been a great experience for me, because I've been able to reclaim that power. And it's not reclaiming a masculine power, because I already had lots of that. I had lots of that. I was reclaiming my feminine power, having those boundaries of what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do. Like I said not too long ago, Monday's my day off. Don't call me, don't text me, somebody better be dying. And even then, I'll check and see who it is first. But I'm taking one day off just to relax and be me with my dogs, with my husband, maybe my mom, whoever it is. So this has taken a long time. This has been a real journey for me. We have a lot of faces in the world, and we have a lot of, we have faces, we have these expectations, and we have what we want to be. So how do we marry that? For one thing, if you're getting to that overwhelmed stage, like I was in most of my life, I've been in a hurry to get this done because I needed to get that done next, I need to be there next. And so I'm not doing that much anymore. I'm really proud of myself. But each of these phases has a predetermined expectation based on gender. I mean, how insane is that? I mean, it doesn't seem insane at the time, but the truth is, who made these rules? Who made these rules? Okay, I get the birthing part, I get the gestation and the birthing part, but each of us has within us that power to nurture, to love, to care for, to comfort, to be that person that people want to be around. People don't want to be around somebody like me when I'm in my cranky male, got to get it done, I got to be aggressive, I got to yell at that person, I got to make sure that person does that. They don't want to do that. I want to be in my power, my feminine power. And that is the essence of this talk today, is to be able to reclaim both sides of our essence. And this goes for men too, but you're next month, so this is our month. So, sometimes we get stuck in our roles. But, you know, not all moms are like June Cleaver. They're just not. You know, there's some moms that are much more suited to the workforce. Like Mr. Moms, the movie Mr. Mom. There's more people like the dads that are widowed, like the Courtship of Eddie's Father. Probably most everybody in here remember heard of that. Or maybe they're, you know, just have custody of their child through a divorce. Maybe it's a gay couple that have taken on the responsibility of being both mother and father. I mean, these are beautiful examples of the many faces of mother. These are men and women who have in their capacity and potential to be that balanced. And so many men I know now are taking advantage of that. So many women I know are taking advantage of taking back their power. They may see it as a masculine thing, but the truth is women have always had the power. We've always had the power. We just didn't know it. So we're just trying to remember it now. We love ourselves and we love our family so much, but there's only so much we can do for them. And then we just got to cut them loose. We say, I love you, and we got to cut them loose. You take care of your life. I'll manage my life, I'll manage my time, and we'll all come together at some point. But I can no longer be that person for you all the time. So we've realized that being a mom is pretty complicated. But thank goodness society does not expect us to walk around doing housework and cooking in a dress and, you know, strand of pearls and hose and high heels. I do not know how that would fit into my pickleball scheme. I don't see it. It's just not going to work for me. So if you are a woman and you're not accessing your male energy, and if you're a man not accessing your female energy, you are depriving your wholeness of half, because you've got so much potential in that other half that we've not even tapped into yet. I mean, how good does it feel? I mean, I just remember so many times, well, first of all, when I was growing up, my parents told me I could do anything. I believed them. I didn't have anything to reference. So I believed I could do anything. And my dad and I used to watch movies. Boy, it just used to freak me out. We'd watch those movies. And, you know, they were usually back then, they were kind of scary movies. And the woman was always running away from somebody. And then what happens while she's running away?
She trips. She falls.
She trips and falls and sprains her ankle. Every bloody movie that happened in. And I used to just yell at the TV, which was, okay, that's another insane point. But the point is that it didn't make any sense to me even when I was little with my father. And so he'd say, oh honey, it's just not really like that, it's just TV. And I just don't, you know, so I didn't want to be the person that fell and got hurt because she was running from the bad guy. And I didn't want to be the girl that was had to be rescued by a guy or by anybody. I wanted to be totally self-sustaining. So this lasted throughout my high school, throughout all my school years. I was best girl athlete. I was probably the best athlete in that school, but I got labeled best girl athlete. Got the trophies to prove it. But even that kind of irritated me. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I knew I was better than him and him and him and that baseball player and that football player. Different things, but I was still better. So I go into the military, and they said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I don't want to be an admin. I don't want to be a medical person. I don't want to, you know, do the potty pan things, you know, thing you gotta, and then wipe there. Well, anyway. So I don't want to do that stuff. I want to be in something that's unique to women. And he said, well, that is great because we're trying to find women for these men's career fields. It was right in the middle of the EEOC movement. We had all these corporations and government entities that had to start filling traditional male roles with females. They actually had to just get more females in their corporation or on their government roles. So that was great for me. So he said, well, we have an opening with radio relay equipment repair. I said, sign me up. And that was the beginning of really an incredible catharsis for me, because I was now in a military full of men, not a lot of women, and no women in my career field at that time. So I have all these men that I'm literally competing against in a harsh environment. They don't want me there, and I don't care. You know, it's like Arvel talks about his mom and her siblings had to fight every kid in school just to be left alone. I had to, not physically fight, but I had to have these confrontations daily with these men just to be left alone. So I have developed this really hard shell, and this is why I'm working on this feminine aspect of mine, to develop it so I can become more what I want to be, which is really balanced. You know, I want to call on that male energy when I want to. When I go to the repair shop, I want to be able to say, no, this is stupid. You're not going to charge me for that. It's a core. Give me a core charge, you know, whatever it happens to be. Or if I want to go to the bank and say, I want to refinance my house. No. Yeah, my husband, yeah, I'll tell him when I get home. Don't worry about my husband. I'll tell him. You know, that's the kind of stuff I want to be doing, and that's what I do now. But I just don't, I like to see people get into their balance. And if I can help that somehow, and that's what we do in the women's groups too, I think, is that we call it the women's group. But really, we do a lot of really cool stuff. We do get in touch with our goddess. We had our goddess thing. We had our Mary Magdalene Day, which was amazing. And now we're going to go plant some seeds in our pottery on Tuesday. So all these things are really designed to help us get in touch with the perfect balance of us so that we can be the most magnificent that we possibly can be. There is no virtue in selling yourself short. There's no virtue in playing small. And I'm telling you, the only way you can play in the big ball game is to be the full you. And that doesn't mean you have to walk around with your cigarettes, you know, rolled up in your sleeves. Ladies, cigarettes rolled up in your shirts, and you know, you don't have to walk around without a bra and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, know when you can call on these types of this energy. It's there for you. We're born with it. If you're born with it, you can access it. So this is my Mother's Day. This is my Mother's Day gift to myself, is to share that with you. That if you needed permission, you've got it now. All right? All right. Now, the other side of being a mom, being that female energy, is to allow yourself to receive that energy. You know? It's really, and men need to have this too. I think men are better at receiving because women are better at giving. But I'm telling the women now, allow yourself to be given. Allow yourself to receive everything that people want to give you. I used to, I was bad about this. If somebody said, can I get you a cup of coffee? Oh, no. You know, and so I'm thinking it's too expensive, or it's, you know, I'm not worthy, or whatever it is. But I didn't want to do it. I just had trouble receiving. So I don't do that now. My thing now is, except for today, Wendy asked me if I wanted some coffee, and I said no, but I'd already had 2 cups, Wendy, sorry. So now I just try to say yes to everything. I think there was a movie called The Yes Man, and it was really quite incredible what we can receive when we just say yes. The universe is here to support us. That's all the universe does. It's not here to direct you. It's not here to put you on a path. It's here to support you wherever you aim your boat. And that's what we do here at CUL. We're here to support you no matter where you aim your boat. This is a... Yes, Arvo? Oh, okay. This is, and that's what Arvo was saying earlier. We're not gonna feed you any doctrine. We are just here to support you, just like the universe. And equally important is how we reconnect with our first mother, with Mother Earth. If this is Mother's Day, we cannot go through Mother's Day without celebrating Mother Earth, can we? It's wrong, I'm sorry. It's probably illegal in 27 countries, I'm not sure. But we want to celebrate Mother Earth because our collective mothers connected to Mother Earth way back when. And so the mother that birthed you had all these women behind her, had all this energy, all this experience behind her that she also gained from Mother Earth. So this is not just one individual person, your mother. This is a culmination of DNA, of generations, of love, of comfort, of honor, of support that we have received starting with Mother Earth. And when we're done with our journey here, where do we go? We go back to Mother Earth, whether you're buried or whether you're burned, whether you're, what do you call it? Cremated. Yeah, that too. Cremated. We go back to Mother Earth. She is our first mother, and that's what we're going to do for the rest of today. And now, did everybody get your seed cards today? These little seed cards, this is our gift back. This is our Mother's Day gift back to Mother Earth. Okay? These are seed cards. And they have seeds embedded in them. So, yeah. So thank you to Cookie for helping me put these together yesterday because they just came in the mail yesterday. But it says, Happy Mother's Day, love from your center of universal light. And bloom where you are planted. So just take this. The instructions are on the back of the page. But briefly I'll tell you, you just tear it in pieces. I've already done mine last night. Tear it in pieces and put it in some water overnight and let it soak. And then plant it. Wherever you want to plant it, just plant it. If you can't do it, if you don't have a place where you can do it, give it to somebody that will. And this will be our growth thank you to Mother Earth for what she's done. I know this has not been a huge talk about Mother Earth, but it is the foundation of who we are. It's the beginning of who we are. Okay. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale. Another big inhale. Let's start at our feet today. Let's just imagine we're walking on Mother Earth barefoot. Imagine how good and cool it feels. Soft grass, the beach, a beautiful meadow. And every step you take is a step closer to the fullness of who you are. And the closer you get to that fullness, you can hear Mother Earth say, well done, my beautiful daughter and son.